to everyone who's joined our webinar today for onboarding your account and becoming a Logistics Pro in 10 minutes. We have Aaron on the call, who will be taking you through the live demo of our platform today. My name is Drew Lucas. I'm one of the customer experience team members at ShipIt, and we'll be helping facilitate any of the questions you have at the end. Without further ado, Aaron, take it away.
Thanks, Drew. Hi, everyone. Great to meet you all. Today's call is about getting to know the ShipIt platform and how we can help you become a logistics pro in 10 minutes. So a little bit of housekeeping. This is a live session that will be recorded, so you can watch it on demand whenever yourself or the team needs it. It will run for 20 minutes with a 10-minute live Q&A with one of our support agents. Please feel free to ask questions throughout the session using the questions tab. I can already see one from Paul that's already come up, which is great, and we'll answer that in the demo. And then following the webinar experience, we will be sending a survey, and we would like you to fill it out. It will take about 3 minutes of your time, and yeah, it is extremely important for us to improve on these sessions. So a little bit about me. I've been with ShipIt for 4 years. I started in technical support and then moved into account management. Aside from working with ShipIt, I am a customer of ShipIt also. So about 8 years ago, I started a company called Foresight Helmets. So I was their first investor, and now I'm silent role, but we use ShipIt for all of our shipping needs. And I am the founder of an online wine business called Drinks List. So I sell rare and premium wine, and again, use ShipIt for that. So I'm very much on your side with these type of conversations and onboarding. So what to expect from today's call? What is ShipIt and what isn't ShipIt? So just in a nutshell, who we are and kind of what we aren't are at the same time. A live demo of the platform. So the demo itself, just going kind of really taking our time with it will be about 2.5 to 3 minutes. And then the remaining 6 minutes will be the settings section. And then we'll go through a summary just with some key takeaways, and then a touch on support details and who you can reach out to on our side for help. So hopefully by the end of this session, you'll learn how to turn shipping from a cost center to a profit center, ideally by using a multi-carrier strategy with multiple carriers and service levels, helping create efficient pick and pack order workflows, making better carrier decisions using your shipping analytics from our Insights tab, increase your conversions with the right delivery options at the checkout to talk to more of your customers with delivery needs, and then taking control of your last mile delivery experience using our resources. So what is ShipIt? In the market, we are the most advanced carrier allocation engine. So we use an algorithm that works out the cheapest or fastest carrier for every order based on the weight and the location of the order it's going to. So it's pulling 2 levers here where we're saving you on delivery costs, but delivery time also based on the carrier. We provide inexpensive off-the-rack shipping rates that you can just switch on the fly. So we've got a community of retailers and partnerships with Australia's best carriers that gives you exclusive access to competitive shipping rates. You don't actually need a contract for these carriers. You can just turn it on and off on the platform for ad hoc collections. And then giving your customers more reasons to love you at the checkout. So whether it's standard, express, on demand, customer goes in for click and collect, we provide multiple delivery options in your shopping cart, giving your customers more power to choose what they need from you. But what aren't we? So even though our name says ShipIt, we're not actually a carrier. So while we have partnered carrier rates with leading couriers and the ability to bring your own rates with carriers that we support, we don't actually do the deliveries ourselves. We're also not an order management system. So, we would rely on you to connect your order management system to us or your e-commerce platform to automate your fulfillment process. And we're also not an address validation replacement. So while we do check against quotes, you'll still want an address validation tool on your checkout to reduce quoting errors. So we'll go through the platform now. Okay, just loading. All right, so this is the Ship It UI. I'm doing this in a staging environment or UAT, so all this data is fake. There's no confidentiality concerns here. We can see that there's 4 tabs along the top. This will answer your question, Paul, in a bit about how to get quotes for freight prices. We've got the new orders tab, readership, track and send, and then we've got the settings section in the drop down here. So we can see a list of orders here. We can modify these at any time. So we can pick from the drop down here, modify order, and we can update the recipient details, address, the order number if we need to. We can also pick the carrier. I mean, even though it picks out the cheapest, if for whatever reason we need another one, we can select it manually. But in this instance, we're going to just pick a few, or you can select all in one hit. The pick list, the pack slip, in this instance, we're just going to confirm it. So it shows us the total quote order, and then it'll say it's been submitted and ready for booking. So when we go to the Ready for Ship tab, we can see that we've selected a few different carrier options here. Ready for booking to give the notice to the carrier. And again, we can pick whatever we like here. But in this instance, I'm just going to select all and then hit book now. And it'll just confirm you're about to book 5 domestic deliveries. Our manifesting tool automatically sorts out the carriers by type. So we can see that there was 2 for express, 2 for e-parcel, and 1 for couriers please. It presents the manifest summary report that you can give to the driver. And you can also download the labels in one hit. So whether it's 2 or 2,000 labels, it's going to present it as an A6 label that you can automatically print out from. And then in the track tab, this is where all the orders that are being booked or are currently in transit with their updated statuses live. But if you need a report, you can also download the CSV. And then, Paul, going to your question about doing quotes for freight prices, you can use the Send tab. So the Send tab does the quote, booking, and manifest all in one hit. But you can also just use it purely for quoting. So you can enter in customer details, and it will present the quote on the left-hand side of the screen. So for settings section now, we've got the General tab. You can update all this as you need. So, whether you're, giving the account to someone else, or you're changing your business name, you can update the details here. You can add a pickup address, change the working hours for the couriers to use, and the working days. So the user section, you can add different users to this to have permission to access your store. The address book, if you do like a lot of business to business orders and you've got the same customers, you can add them in here. You can also bulk upload the addresses too. The notifications, so this is where the notifications live that you can toggle on and off for email and SMS, and it shows the different states. So that's an example of what our tracking looks like. Integrations, so this is where your API key lives, and this is what will connect to your e-commerce platform. In this instance, I've done a webhook into Shopify, but you can also use our integrations below to plug and play into Shopify or Sin7 or BigCommerce. Branding and logos. So there's a little bit of commercial attachment for this. It's $49 a month extra, but it enables you to have branding on the platform like you've seen with the way it's currently laid out with our drinks list in the top corner. Pick and pack settings. So you'll just have satchels on by default, and it'll also pass through parcels with default dimensions, but you can also do custom work here too. You can also modify the label, whether it's just an A4 or A6. Instant print, so this will automatically print the labels when the booking is done. So we've got a getting started guide here that steps you through how to set it up. So it's one less click to do. And then we've got the carrier sections. This is where you can toggle carriers on and off. Ideally, you want 2 carriers on at the same time to make use of the multi-carrier benefits of working out the cheapest carrier between 2. We've all got to across different service levels. Yeah. And then we've also got allocation settings. We've got some further resources on this, but you can pick between cheapest and fastest. You can also use the delivery upgrader and downgrader. So the upgrader is a statement that says if an order is going to take more than, say, 5 days, for example, upgrade the order to express so it arrives sooner. And then likewise for downgrade the order to standard for saving on costs if it works out the standard is going to arrive at the same time as express. Transit protection. So this is for coverage of the life of the order on its way to the recipient. Store rules. So store rules are where you can create a layer against the rate card to allocate specific carriers or not allocate specific carriers to areas. If you want more information on this, it's available on our support page. And now some insights. So this is real data from Foresight in production. Just gives you an insight into how I use ShipIt. So we can see we use multiple carriers to work out the cheapest option for us. Actually, from using this strategy, we offset our subscription with ShipIt every month, which is amazing. And then there's the shipping optimizer too, which provides a recommendation for additional carriers. So in this instance, it's worked out that I could save an extra $668 in shipping if I enable Allied and Fastway as an extra option. So if I wanted to do that, I could, but for now, I'm just happy with the allocation that I've got at the moment with these carriers. And that's the demo. So just a brief overview of the account setup and getting started. So yeah, you ideally want to have your store created, get comfortable with adding users, activating, getting notifications seen by your customers, and then linking your e-commerce platform to us, and then just familiarizing yourself with a couple of orders from new orders through to the track tab. We do have a help center also. So if you go to shipit.com and then go to our resources section, we've got a knowledge base available that Drew is providing in the chat now. And you can search for whatever inquiry you need, or alternatively, you can reach out to our chat support for further help. So some key takeaways that ideally we'd like to have you walk away with today. So the first one is just being comfortable with booking your first order through us. So when the order flows through from your platform to us, how do you book it? And then automating the fulfillment. After about ideally 30 days, just looking at the shipping analytics for the shipping optimizer and insights to see how your delivery costs and time are tracking. And then ideally to go through some advanced tools such as store rules, the shipping optimizer again, and then the carrier allocation settings to pull those levers for delivery cost and time. So now we have a poll. So based on what I've touched on with store rules, the shipping optimizer and carrier allocation settings, it'd be great to know from you all what you'd like to see more of, and we can do a separate session again on this to run through it in more detail. Great. And now on to Q&A. So hopefully, Paul, that answered the question about if there was an easy way to do a quote for a freight price on an item that you want to send. It's just the send tab where you can enter in those details.
Thanks so much, Aaron. There was actually a question from Emma. Thanks for asking that, Emma, in the chat with regards to how you get notifications from couriers when they're coming to pick up parcels.
Yep. Thanks, Drew. And Emma. So the notifications come from the scan events when the courier scans the label. So when you initially book with Ship It, it will appear as a book for delivery status. And then when the courier driver comes and they scan the labels or the manifest back at the depot, it'll fire off the next event, which is in transit. And then the customer will start receiving those notifications until completion. I've got one from Jeff Bulk. So if an order is delayed, do we contact Ship It or a carrier? So good question. So if it's using your own carrier rates, which is known as BYO, then you would contact the carrier yourself. But if it's using our partnered carrier rates, and you'll know that because it'll say billed by Ship It on the platform, then you can reach out to our support team. Oh, yep. Okay. So thanks, Emma, for the follow-up question for how do you know the courier is coming? So if you have scheduled collections with us, meaning you've approached our carrier support team to request a collection, so you do enough volume, so 10 plus parcels a day, you'll have those regular pickups occur. For ad hoc collections, you can expect about 2 days for the courier to arrive after the booking has been done. But if you want to expedite it and know further, you can reach out to our delivery support team if it's using our partnered carrier rates, and they can give you a closer ETA for when the courier is coming. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Emma. So another one from Jeff. Is there a limit on packages for pickup? So for ad hoc collections, it depends on the freight you're sending. So if it's like small parcels, not really. If you're doing more than 10 plus parcels a day, you'll really want to have scheduled collections put in. So this is when you would reach out to our support team, and they can help put you in the right contact on our side for these collections to occur, just so you've got that, again, predictable experience. Question from William. So we ship some heavier items, 40 to 60 kilos. Is there anything important to note when shipping heavier stuff? Yes. So when you're shipping heavier stuff, you will need a 2-person collection from an OH&S point of view. So if you're using our partnered carrier rates like TNT, Allied, or any other bulky solution, we've already got those weight breaks built into the rate card. So it would incur, like, saying bring 2 people along. We can also do tailgate, lift service. We do have some extensive documentation on big and bulky collections and best practices on our support page that you can read up, William. But if you need further assistance for that, you can let us know in the support chat, and we can get you the right people to help with big and bulky. Does Ship It provide international shipping options? Yes, we do. So we've got partner carrier rates with Seiko, but you can also bring your own rates with eParcel or DHL Express International and similar international shipping couriers. Again, depending what you're shipping, some already have customs already built into the label, but others will have the documentation that we already provide in the label when you go to print it. So print out 3 pages instead of 1, usually is A4.
Thanks so much for all the questions so far. Really engaging conversation. There is one more question that has been dropped into the questions tab from Riesel Aaron.
Okay. Thanks, Riesel. So the question is, when a package was tagged as futile pickup, why can't we just use the same courier label and rebook it for collection rather than creating a new order and booking it? Yep. So the short answer to that is that the reason you can't use the same courier label is that from the carrier side, they've got the data to say, hey, surrounding Australia, I'm courier, please. I understand as the driver that I'm coming in to collect X amount of orders from this manifest, and anything outside of that is not for me to collect. So it's relating still to consignment, which is a carrier requirement rather than a shipper requirement as such. So yeah, in this instance, you would need to rebook it for collection so they understand that it's another order that's being put in. But again, we can introduce you to the delivery support team on our side that can help elaborate on this further. Or again, we've got written documentation on this that we can help you with. Cool. Thanks, Riesel. Another one from Jeff. So if I integrate with Shopify, does Shipit pull the name and address through, or do they need to be added manually? Yep. So if you're integrated with Shopify or Sin7, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, any of our plug-and-play solutions, we do pull the name and address through. And again, that comes back to address validation and what you provide to us. We can also pull in your product information also for the order, also your packaging requirements, but it's dependent on what you actually input into Shopify with the products section in there and the customer information. Does Shipit support returns? Yes, so we've got two different kinds. We've got what's called merchant initiated. So all that simply means is from the track screen, once an order is completed, when you go to the very far right side, there's a drop down, you click it, and it'll show an option called create return, and it'll create a new return booking for that order. We also have what's called customer initiated returns. So again, it's a separate product from Shipit, where an extra tab will appear next to the send tab called returns. And from there, we provide a portal that we've already built, and you copy and paste that URL into your returns page on your website. And the customer, it can only be for Shopify and Magento 2. It references the order number and their email, and then it'll bring up the items that they want to return. But again, we've got documentation on this in our support page that you can read up on, and we can also provide a demo of how that works one-on-one also. Question from Emma. So would it be okay to have one order packed into boxes as long as the weight and dimensions are correct, or does it have to be packed in one box? Yeah, great question, Emma. So the way it works with couriers is you've got two different kinds of weights. So you've got what's called dead weight, which is the weight of the item, and you've got the volumetric weight, which is the weight of the box. So in this instance, you could have one order packed in two boxes as long as the weight and dims are correct, and the courier will accept that as a valid order. Likewise, whether it gets packed in one box. Also, we do have in Shipit a way to split out the orders too. So if you need it in separate boxes, in the settings section, we've got a toggle that has allocate each item into a separate parcel, or you can have it consolidated in one. Does that help, that one, Emma? Awesome, good stuff. Any other questions from anyone? No, okay, great. In that instance, thank you, everyone. If you want to know more about Shipit, we've got a QR code that you can scan with your phone. Otherwise, thank you everyone for attending today's onboarding session. Hopefully it was useful.
Just also extending a massive thank you for joining our platform and engaging with this webinar. If you have any further questions, feel free to use any of the support channels that we offered earlier. As mentioned in the beginning, we will be sending a survey after this call, most likely tomorrow. Any feedback that you have that will help us improve for upcoming webinars will be super helpful. But otherwise, yeah, good luck on your shipping journey and have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, everyone.